All right, part two. Uh, so this video, I think I'll just mark the other one as Mars Beginning video precursor, and then this one will be the Mars Beginning video. I'm gonna focus on this video. Uh, so basically, like I'm saying, is that like the biggest thing that anyone can the biggest party, like the biggest event, the biggest piece of time would be actually right now as you're listening to this video, as you're like ingesting situation, you're ingesting you know uh you know event yeah, event, you and event horizon, but event, you're ingesting like event, you're getting this thing in your head that's like there is a significant period of time. It is actually right now, and it's right now while all this crazy stuff is going on, but it's right now. uh it's right now because there's actually, I mean, it's I mean there's I mean there we have 3D printers. We have 3D printers, and they're 3D printing almost everything, and then we're doing sub nano stuff, and that stuff is super powerful. And then also, I mean, we're talking about like we have space stuff. I mean, SpaceX is doing space stuff, uh, but we have like we have like a little bit of this sub tiny stuff, and that stuff's really powerful. If you can do really tiny things, you can do really powerful things. Uh, So just to, and Kanye West, dude. Honestly, I'm just gonna start saying that I'm a supporter of Kanye West, dude. I'm a supporter of Kanye West because it seems like he like is ready to like do stuff. He's talking about like he's talking about he's talking about doing stuff and making moves and stuff. I've never heard his stuff, but I did hear him speak today, Tuesday. Uh, I heard him speak today, Tuesday, July 21st. Uh, and boy, I'm sorry that there's just so much to talk about, but I'm a believer in Kanye. I'm not going to say that I'm going to vote for him, but I'm a huge fan right now. Uh, it just seems like he's ready to do stuff, and he's using his own platform to just start talking. And he starts talking, and like I don't know how many people have like heard of you that he has, which is I don't really know how much money he wants to spend and all that stuff. Like I'm not really looking. I don't know what, but like I don't know how many people actually have themselves like kind of actually an individual's in a viewpoint, not like a political stance that you can just shift one side to another on, kind of like a lot of other stuff is. But he sounds original. He sounds original, and it's nice. It's nice, and it's cool, and I like it, and it's nice, and you should listen to it. Uh, you should listen to it yourself, and then you see what you think after you just listen to him. Just listen to him. I'm not gonna say that he's phenomenal or that he's gonna get my vote or anything like that, but you gotta listen to him. He's exciting. He's actually exciting. I'm excited to see if Tom Cruise is gonna what the heck Tom Cruise is gonna do, dude. I really want to see what Tom Cruise is gonna do. Uh, he that they are just exciting. Kanye is exciting, and I think Kanye's even 2020. Uh, but just anyway, he's exciting. I can't wait to see how far he goes. He needs to go really far though. He needs to go really far with like his individual mind and like really just go ahead and just put his problem solver to everything. I want to see what he does because Kanye might be really good and cool and good. An individual, and then black, like really black, really for real black. Uh, so that's just my support for Kanye, dude. So anyway, you got to hear what he's gonna say. He's gonna love my Mars Beginning. He's gonna love my Mars Beginning. He is, and it doesn't matter. I'm a free individual. I can do what I want. And then that's the point of this. Here is the event. Uh, Potluck marks the beginning. It's awesome. It's like, and then what I'm going to say about it is like, it's like moving to make Christmas our holiday. Uh, as I would say, it's safe as peasy, dude. Time travel, and you can talk about it. And it's time travel. It's everybody's safe. It's just safe, 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 safe. And then you know what is like, it's like the Family Guy, Spider-Man quote. If you've seen the Family Guy, you know, everybody gets one. Everybody gets one. So like everybody basically, like from Adam and Eve, everybody with the time travel, everybody gets a bonus. You died, and that's awesome. You died, dude. That's awesome. It's okay. Everybody died. Everybody died. I didn't. I freaking didn't die. I just kept going. I didn't die. I thought that it was the end of the world for like a few months, like for like a year, from like November 2019 to like November 2020. I thought like for sure the world was ending. But I don't think it is going to be like that, because I think it's going to be more like you died and I didn't. And I went back and I took all this nanoscience to heal the body and heal the soul and heal the spirit and all this stuff. And I took this time travel science and I made these super duper dope time machines, dude. And they're flying saucers for my potluck. And you're invited. You can bring a dish to pass, and it's the perfect balance. Perfect balance of like everybody just doing just kind of what we all should be doing out here all the time. We should all just be having potlucks all the time, pretty much. We should. We really should. We should all be eating each other's food all day, all over the place, everywhere, like crazy style. We should all be trying each other's stuff, like a potluck. And it's like a perfect political thing. But it's just a potluck. You just bring a little dish, and then we all share, and it's like this crazy thing. And we do a big old huge potluck. It'll save the world a million times over, and everyone will get full, and then we'll start doing more smarter, more Kanye sounding stuff, dude. We'll start you, like he says, proper engineering, dude. Proper engineering. Like, how about proper engineering the computer? How about proper engineering the computer so that it doesn't break all the time, or that you need like a bunch of crazy security for it? Mac is not even safe either. Mac is not safe enough. It can get hacked, and it can get hacked. Mac is not even itself like a perfect computer. So it's just about actually building a perfect method of of like storing virtual information, storing virtual information into storage, and sending it and passing it, because the internet is super cool. The internet is super cool. Everybody loves the internet. You can do all this stuff on the internet. You can watch YouTube, all this stuff. I'm super addicted, dude. I get worse withdrawal from losing my technology than I do from losing, anything. So, anyway. But Spider-Man is this stingy. So Spider-Man, dude. Spider-Man is this stingy superhero, dude. Everybody gets one. Honestly, if especially Spider-Man is smart, if he just upgraded his thinking a little bit, he could give everybody plenty. And that's kind of what this potluck is about too. It's like opening up the it's not like Pandora's box, but it's like opening up like a leprechaun. It's like opening up the little keys to the ultimate of ultimates always. And there's so much of it that we've only understood 5% of our universe. From our oceans to our deep space, we don't know very much. There's just so much stuff that we can unfold in creativity and all this stuff. But this is kind of like a finality. There's a lot of finality to this, because time travel is super duper duper safe. And I put a video in there saying I solved the grandfather paradox. It's just commitment. Commitment is the key to the grandfather paradox. Is that if some kind of dust piece, honestly, I guess if basically it's just commitment. Whatever you want to do with time travel, you can do it. But you have to commit to it and you have to follow through with it. That's how you have to do it. If it's just one simple thing, it's one simple thing. But that's the grandfather paradox explained. It's commitment. You can kill your grandfather and become God, the God of yourself. That's what you'd have to do, no matter how you want, look at it. Is if you kill your grandfather, you'd have to be your own God, and you can, and it'd be freaking weird, and then you'd cease to exist. We'd never know that you existed. Uh, so anyway, Mars beginning video. So respawn, free respawn, and free respawn science. Free respawn is that I'm uh, thinking that what I've found is the ultimate of spiritual, pretty much life, and the ultimate of physical life. With especially with this like basically around circa whatever around nano, like the nano field. Is that atoms are like not that far, kind of like not that far, so far as like how far it goes and how small you can look. Uh, but yeah, dude, nano's not that far. Uh, Hang on one second. Okay. Uh, so, you know, spirit science being the completion of like physical science. Like, I think you need to. I think technically you always bump into the spiritual with a lot of stuff. Uh, and life and honestly life expectancy. I was gonna do this other tweet about uh, about uh, life expectancy and how like the life expectancy like varies. I think relatively very little. Is that like even pretty unhealthy people like live in their to like 60s and 70s, and then the average is like 80. Uh, so and then before that, people were living like hundreds and hundreds of years, and it looked like they would just keep living. Uh, but it's just like it just plummets, and then the thing is like, if you look at human intelligence has been incredibly intelligent, but very intelligent this whole time. And then the Sumerians, with the written language, that historic written language, but the Sumerians, uh, and where all that stuff's at, like, that's it's just like intelligence was like definitely was, uh, you know, yeah, just intelligence is just we had I mean we have everything. We end up getting everything. Uh, we end up getting everything. Like, and then everybody was like, I mean, just like right away, it's just I don't know, it's just uh, it's crazy. It just looks like sin is just this really 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 super duper duper real thing. It's like the sin field. It's like the sin field with God or something. Like with human purity and like thinking about like human purity, like maybe like a metal. That just it starts off with this nice, healthy metal, and then over time it just becomes something else. And now we have modern science, and so we live to our 80s. Uh, So I was gonna do infinite life, infinite respawn, infinite time travel, infinite. Uh, so you know, free respawn. Uh, You know, it's gonna be awesome. And then lockdown time travel. Time travel is so safe. It's like if you would have complained, there would have been unless you were gonna, you know, antimatter destroy the entire universe with antimatter, uh, so that we have nothing to play with at all, or whatever. Or you're gonna destroy the universe with negative space and combine it and stuff. Blah blah blah. You know, I would just say, it's just super safe. That stuff is already there. Those flying saucers are already there. They're completely made. Nobody does the antimatter thing, and then you'd think that the antimatter thing would be described in the Bible. Uh, it's not. At least I don't think so. It seems like there's literally always there's a 1,000-year reign on Earth, and then a new thing. So it's like I think it's about how like no matter how bad it ever seems, it was never gonna get all that. It was never gonna get that bad. Uh, So, but with time travel, I mean, ever since you open it up, I mean, it's just like, I mean, it's about the safest, easiest thing you've ever seen. I think uh, it's just about the smoothest little thing you've ever seen. Is time travel. Pretty slick. And then Mars is this perfect gem planet. Uh, and this should be the bar. This stuff should be the bar. Like the opening this kind of stuff up to everybody should be the bar. And that's one thing. And then the other thing is, is that the Mars was a perfect gem planet. It had an atmosphere, it had water, blah blah. We know that. We know this. We know this by now. Uh, Mars had an atmosphere. Mars had water. That place is for partying. Mars beginning, and right now it's like dormant. And that's what I would say is like instead of thinking that it's dead, it's like dormant. Uh, 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 yeah. So it's dormant. So Mars is a perfect, perfect little gem for ourselves. Uh, we just gotta get there. Elon Musk is nowhere near getting there right now. Nobody is. Me, I'm the closest because I can see what you can do with stuff, and like I can see the leverage, and it's like it doesn't take for but a second to open up enough leverage, so you can get to like time travel and having fun with this stuff, and then this stuff should be the bar. Doing it and having fun with it and being about it and being exciting and adventurous and all that stuff. That's what it should be about. And being safe and adventurous, all that stuff, and resourceful and conservative and do the stuff proper engineering, just like Kanye West will say. Proper engineering. It's a really good thing. Proper engineering. Uh, uh, so, in all time history, and this will be for all time history, and everybody can rejoice because Christ has conquered death. Christ has conquered death. Christ has conquered death, and and he's gone, and it's this whole thing, and we're supposed to be on guard and be on watch, for the Antichrist. That's what we're supposed to do, pretty much, in the devil. But it's easy. It's really easy to do. It's not that hard. As you can do something like this. This will defeat totalitarianism. This will defeat debt. This will defeat poverty. This will defeat sickness. This will defeat problems. Uh, and I'm going to show everybody how. My phrase is, Christ has conquered death, and I will show you how it works. I'll show you how it works, how Jesus conquers death, and I'll show you how it works that in your life and for you and yourself and your body. I'll show you what that means for you. Not a lot of people, almost nobody looked at Jesus and Christianity more practically than I do. And Jesus has a lot of stuff that nobody is paying attention to. Like if you don't have any doubt in your heart, you will just the way that God made it is like you'll just move when you're ready, and when you're ready to take that faith. So this is how this works. So I invent time travel. I say I'm going to make this public time travel party Mars beginning all time history, and try not to get caught in the crosshairs of this thing. Uh, but yeah, uh, I can show my inventions, my stuff, and all my stuff, so, you know, I can show everyone how everything works down to the smallest things to the biggest things and the farthest away with the cloning drone. It'll tell you if you're a clone, because I thought I was hit by clones, man. And they're going to be start talking about clones too. And I thought I tasted human flesh. Now they're talking about human flesh. I was already saying pedophile cannibals, and then here we go. Is like maybe we're looking at pedophile cannibals already. There's crazy stuff, dude. It's really weird. Uh, it's weird, dude. It's weird. Uh, so, uh, yeah. So we have just such a great margin. I already talked about like the 5% of the universe from the ocean down to deep space. How we don't know enough about anything really. Uh, and so here we go. It's like there's still this great gap left of stuff to do, and nothing. I mean, you can't force the end, no matter how hard you try or look at it or whatever. It's unpredictable. So we might as well. We should do something fun. We should do this. We should do something safe. We should do this. And then, so a little bit about my potluck part. A little bit about the potluck part of the Mars Beginnings. Like the Mars Beginnings is perfect gem, but the potluck uh, is this perfect auto balance, and it's just this perfect thing. Like Mars Beginnings is this perfect gem with atmosphere and water all the time. Potluck is this perfect thing. It will feed everyone. Everyone will get fed in one day if we do a big potluck. Everyone will get fed in one day. Everyone. Uh, it will encourage kindness and safety. Kindness and safety, and then power through connectivity. Kindness and safety with the time travel. It will be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be super cool, and there will be superpowers. There will be superpowers. Everybody will try superpowers before you die, before the next world, before the next realm. Superpowers before the next realm. This one was like this, and that's another reason why we haven't even tapped into the world and around us. Like life is like the cartoons, dude. Life is like the cartoons that they make, the comic books, and all that stuff. Life is like that stuff, dude. And we haven't even tried anything. We haven't even tapped into anything yet. And then the best part about the potluck is that it will promote perfect political balance of co-independency and individualism. And we can call it co-independent individualism, and great power and entrepreneurialism. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. Uh, so, uh, uh, so we do all this stuff. It'll promote adventurism. 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 Uh, just adventurism. Just adventurism. Not like a specific type or flavor, but just people doing adventure. And that'll be super cool. Everything's super safe all the time. And those cloning drones have cameras. And like I said, I can show you how to look at all things small and big, blah, 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 on my cameras. I'm going to have a balance for my cameras. My cameras will have a balance too, but that, you can only use them from space, and you can only use them in government sanctioned areas and blah, 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 blah. I don't know, it seems like that's about how like everybody should pretty much be if you're going to be, if you're going to be, somehow we got to be able to control the land masses and the space terrain. So you gotta obey like you gotta obey like the technological logic of like making something that can see all things big and small, but making something else that can block that, and making something else that can secure all things big and small. so that you can only see in between the private spaces and the public. You can only see in between the public spaces. Public spaces you can look as much as you want in public space, but in private space, we have our private spaces, and that's how that should be. Uh, so this potluck is like this thing that it's the Mars beginning and the flying saucers and all that stuff, and the potluck flying saucers. It's the perfect triangular thing. Uh, you know, the Mars beginning has perfect, security and technology and all that stuff. Potluck is just the perfect political thing to think about. Is that individualism and co-independentism, where we are together, but we are all independent and good and strong and independent. Uh, and so you're just stable and but not co-stability, just co-independent stability. Uh, yeah, that was a great sentence. Uh, so with this stuff, the world will be impacted for good forever and ever and ever and ever. Amen. Until Jesus return. Uh, or the world will be impacted for good. And peace can ensue. And the Bible says that there will never stop being wars. And this is the Mars beginning. That's fine. But you can at least think about a lot more peace inside of America, where we just power clean ourselves with this time travel, these clone stuff, and our security bases and all that stuff, and do an unhackable computer. I was gonna do this stuff. Not you. Don't ask. Don't look at me like somehow. I was gonna do this stuff. Uh, so wars may never cease, but the common man will be uh, justified both with the government and with worldly resources. Uh, you know, Man will be full, satisfied, justified, satisfied, both with government and with worldly resources. Uh, and then I did another video, and I won't even say which video, but I did another video that described also like the uh, 6 to 8 years that I've been saying potluck versus dark secrecy. Uh, I thought it corrupted my friends. I think it did. It might not have, but I think it corrupted my friends. It looks like it might. That's not good, and then that was going to be a wound that was going to take a long time to heal. A really, 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 really long time to heal. It's just this pattern, dude. It's just like, what is this? You're just gonna corrupt my friends. You're gonna corrupt the government. You're gonna corrupt blah blah blah. But I've been saying potluck. We should do a potluck, and then a potluck is just like shining a big old giant, flashing flashlight. I thought I was targeted by countless stalker spies. Uh, and now I believe them to be nuclear stalker spies, like nuclear missiles. And I won't say who, but I think I know who's in charge, but I won't say who. Uh, so that's why potluck, and it happened to be perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's the perfect thing that we should be doing. It's the perfect stance. It's the perfect balance. All that stuff is perfect. Uh, so anyway, and then you heard it from me first, and then you weren't gonna hear from someone else. That just was not gonna happen. And you're not probably won't hear. I mean, you'll hear. Hopefully, you hear from Kanye. Potluck Mars beginning. Hopefully, I can get Kanye to believe in me at some point before this is completely over. Uh, and then hopefully I hear from Trump, and hopefully I start hearing Bone Potluck, because that will be mine when I go. Bone Potluck. And mine's early, but it need to go. We need to start doing it now. So we start saying Bone Potluck and these flying saucers and this time travel, better engineering. Just like Kanye said, better engineering. It starts with me. It starts with being time travel, and then we can do better engineering all over the place, all over the place, all over the place. All time Potluck Mars beginning. I was the most popular person in the entire universe. So no matter how many of my friends ended up getting corrupted, uh, you know, I was safe. I was supremely popular, and I was popular with Jesus, and I was not the Antichrist. So this stuff is very anti-Antichrist. This stuff is perfectly anti-Antichrist, and it's like now. It's like perfectly now. You can't. It's really crazy how the whole thing is like this. Like I have a perfect anti-Antichrist, and I don't know how much time I get to play with it. Hopefully, a long time. So anyway, that's my Mars beginning video. That's kind of what's going on in the nutshell a little bit. Uh, Perfect Pollock Mars beginning. Uh, it's perfect thing to do. Perfect personal stunt, company, monetary stunt, political stunt, whatever. It's the perfect thing to do. Pollock Mars beginning. It was blessed by God. Mars was already sitting there right there. We just gotta go take. We just gotta go take it. We just gotta go take it. We just gotta go take Mars and do this huge Christian thing. Everybody gets one. Everybody gets one good respawn, and a few respawns. You can be respawned as many times as you need. And then we're going to take all the space, and then we don't really know how long we get to do this, but I'm thinking that the universe is expandable, and that we can make as much expansion as we need. We can get to that road when we get there, but we can save everybody, and we can make a great place like kind of like the the Matrix, like Zion, but it'll be above ground, and we can see, and we can have fresh air and freedom and all this stuff. You do this stuff legally. You can have the time of your life legally, and I was gonna legalize drugs and stuff like that too, like safe drugs, and then safe measures of like doing the drugs, and like letting people know that like if you die, it's you're gonna respawn. It's up to you. You gotta pay for it. You probably gotta pay for a respawn or something like that. I don't know. We can do something. We can do anything. Uh, we can do anything, dude. Time travel. Free time travel and time travel science, renewable energy, and all this stuff, blah blah. Purification, and purifying everything back. I mean, human sin, even purifying the human sin is through Jesus. It's already said in there, all that stuff. It's this stuff that you just have to start applying to your life that you didn't know it worked like this. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, anyway, that's my Pollock Mars beginning. You died, dude. You died, and I didn't. I did not die, and then you did. You did. You died. Most of you died. Most of you were dead, dude. You guys were all dead. I was not gonna die. And this is why, because I was gonna become real smart, real fast, and then just take God for His actual literal word, which is that like nothing can stand when you understand this stuff. Like there is not anything that can stand against you. It's almost ridiculous, but it's awesome. We should do it. You should do it with me. Consciousness affects creation. Consciousness affects creation. That's probably how you should. Consciousness affects creation, and it does. You can do all things, dude. It's just waiting for you to just start doing it, dude. You got to. And it's like when we can do it safe with time travel and stuff. With the safe, nice, my time travel. Not somebody else's time travel. It's somebody's dirty time travel. My time travel. My time travel. So anyway, Bone Potluck, enjoy. This is gonna be a crazy thing. We're gonna see all this crazy stuff in the news. It's gonna be absolutely ridiculous. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be absolutely awesome. So, Bone Potluck, MAGA. I'm still gonna say MAGA, dude, because unless like I still think that Trump is gonna give me the perfect America, But he needs to clip on to my Mars beginning. I still think Trump's going to make a perfect America. He'll still do a perfect job, not letting everything break and like doing a good job. Uh, that's what I'm just gonna say. So I'm gonna say MAGA right now. That's fine if you hear like kind of what I'm thinking about that. Uh, I picked up all this responsibility, all this stuff. I'm just like I'm ready to see like actually some crazy stuff. Like some people say some really nice things. Uh, Especially when everything is so absolutely ridiculous, dude. Joe Biden is just a full blown criminal suspect. He's just a full blown criminal suspect during his whole thing. During his whole running. He's not even gonna make it to the. He's not even gonna make it like all the way. I don't know what the levels are, but he's not even gonna make it all the way to the president because he's gonna get caught with this crime, with these crimes. He's just like the crimes are just gonna be crazy. uh like what he's been telling people to hush about is like, I mean, what is it like? What do you think he's been telling everybody to hush about? It's gonna be terrible. I think it'll be like nuclear stalker spy terrible. uh I'm thinking it'll be nuclear stalker spy terrible, that my nuclear stalker spies will get cleaned up when Biden gets cleaned up. Oh my god. There's just so much terrible stuff going on. It's not really funny. Uh, ah, oh man, pop my knee. Uh, yeah. So, I forgot what I was talking about. Just yeah. I'm gonna say MAGA. That's what I was saying. I'm gonna say MAGA because I don't think Trump is. I don't think. I think Trump is like borderline racist. I think he's borderline racist. Uh, but like I think he's still consistently like very 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 he like a Trump. He's a Trump. He's just I think he consistently has a Trump card. And he makes plays and he makes moves, and I think he shows to have like this consistent kind of Trump card. And then he was gonna keep America great. He wasn't gonna himself corrupt it. I don't think. Not by himself. He was gonna just run, do like normal stuff, like normal. So you can just get like maybe like 4 more years of honestly normal stuff with Trump. That's just what I think. Uh, but I'm ready to for people to actually start giving Trump the heat. I want to go with Trump again, but because he was already there, and it's just he was doing fine. I don't think he was, but like there is like one thing that is like he did not he has been he spoke too soon about coronavirus. I think he spoke too soon about like whether or not it was like, I mean, like a real virus. Uh, I think he spoke too soon about it. I think like that kind of thing is like, and then he's already like neck deep in like cutting funding for stuff, and like there's cures coming out and all that stuff, and he's like cutting funding. And that was like that's bad. Like that maneuver right there with the COVID was bad. That really tripped him up right there. Uh, the Trump is getting really tripped up with the COVID, and he's saying it's going to look worse before it gets better and all that stuff. That's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible, 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 terrible.
Elevator to the fourth floor. Please send the elevator to the fourth floor.
That's terrible. He spoke too soon, and he spoke too soon, but before he himself, I mean, even looked at these patients, in the biopsy in their body. Like you should be able to see in their body is like there's fluid in their body. There's fluid in their lungs. All that fluid in their lungs, they drown. Uh, they drown in fluid. You should get that information before you decide to cut funding, because like you should at least investigate, and you should be like yourself looking very much into the investigation of what that actually is, and then you can't just say I'm just gonna cut funding. That looks ridiculous. And then now we got people dying. We're like a third world country. We got people dying of this basic thing because he doesn't want to repent and say that like it was fishy, all that stuff, but it's not that fishy that the president can cut funding. That's not good. Uh, so but I'm still gonna say MAGA because uh, I don't think he broke anything. I don't think he broke anything at all for 4 years. I don't think he broke anything. And then we're all safe and we're all alive. But like he's got to get this thing about the science and the medicine. But we're all safe and we're all alive and all that stuff is like. But like I was gonna fix the national debt and the debt problem. I was, and I'll when I get the stuff, I'll tweet it at Kanye and tweet it at Tom Cruise and tweet it at Donald Trump. Is that this is what I'm seeing for our future? Is like this stuff. Uh, So yeah, when I get that stuff, I'll get it. I'll be tweeting at all these people that are just they're leaders. They're stepping up as leaders, and this is leadership stuff. So everyone who's in this leadership sphere is going to be, very soon talking about this flying sauce phenomenon that is incoming, and it's not even scary. It's just it was mine. Nobody knows that stuff is mine. Uh, so that's that. There's that. That's my great Mars beginning video. I could keep talking forever, but no, yeah, dude, it's yeah, this was gonna be epic. So one perfect little gem, and then just like one perfect little gem after another. Let's go for that. So, yeah, dude, Christ conquered death. I will show you how all this stuff works. And Jesus was the ultimate man. He was awesome. He was the ultimate man. Jesus was awesome. Jesus is awesome. And he's got a spirit himself. And a spirit-fi. Spirit-fi, he's alive. He's got a spy-fi. Spy-fi, spiritual-fi. And it's everywhere. And then the Holy Spirit is everywhere. And the Spirit of Jesus is everywhere. And the Holy Spirit is everywhere. And the Spirit of God is everywhere. They're all everywhere. They're all everywhere. My spirit is right here. And we'll see. Whatever else I can figure out. So, okay, great video. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I kind of want to retract my Mac, honestly. I want to see like who's gonna do the best because this one might be actually good. This one might actually be good because Kanye is like super surprising, dude, and like it's just that if anybody's been complaining, is like now is the time to be excited because Kanye is doing stuff. That's what I would say. Uh, if there was ever a time to be excited about, you know, uh, making change and doing like really kind of independent, really nice independent stuff, it's like right now with Kanye. With Kanye. So, uh, yeah, it's just like yeah. So I'm not gonna run against Kanye, dude. I don't want to run against Kanye. I don't think it's even. I don't even think I can. I don't want to. Like he'll kick my ass, my butt. Sorry, he'll kick my butt. Did he kick my butt? Uh, I can run against a white guy, and I can run against. I can run against a. I'm gonna be unanimous, but like, I can run against a white guy. I can't run against like another like really super duper duper like kind of like individually impressive person. And like I can't run. It's hard to run against someone else like myself, honestly. But I just don't think that there are a lot of people like me that came from such. I mean, like came from basic stuff, dude. Really. Uh, in the end, in the end, it's like it was like pretty low. In the end, it was like it was not all that great. Uh, and then that happened to a lot of people. That was called 9/11. 9/11 hit a lot of people. And I was like one of the people that was like would have been in a great spot, but would have been in a really a perfectly fine spot. Not like super riches, but a fine spot. But 9/11 and suddenly it's like this whole other thing. I have all these other videos about all that stuff, but it's like it's really unfair what is going on. It's like incredibly unfair. Uh, that the neo Nazis are the greed of the neo-Nazis has affected our national debt, and has affected our retirement plans, and has affected our Social Security and all this stuff. Uh, so, it's just not fair that all this stuff gets hit, and then people like, I don't even know what was going on in the housing market and all that stuff, but like all this, like people who had to buy or sell a house at that time, or even had a house at the time, was like, I mean, you had like a loan on, it's like you were like super screwed because of 9/11, dude. And then it's just like all this stuff, dude. And then there's like missing trillions, uh, you know, missing $10 trillion or something like that, like $9 trillion. Anyway, that's enough time. I'm getting hungry, so uh, yeah. I want to say, I'm just gonna say bone potluck, dude, because like instead of saying MAGA, I don't know, like I tweeted some stuff MAGA, but I might freaking I'm sorry my language, but like I might switch, dude. I might honestly switch, depending on what I hear. Because if there's like really individual mind thinking going on, is we're gonna get some really good stuff, and I want to hear what everybody wants to say. I want to hear what everybody wants to say. I want to hear everybody's philosophies on life. I don't really want to hear about like a bunch of like random kind of stuff, unless somebody's got like a whole theory going on. I don't want to hear like random stuff like, what'd you think about this, or like this war, what'd you think about this battle of this war of this blah blah blah. Like that's like a story for another time. Like that's a story for like when you want to hear about Trump, when you're smoking a cigar. I want to hear about these guys' philosophies on life. Like I want to hear what you want to say about COVID-19. I want to hear what you say about viruses, about influenza, about defeating influenza itself, about going about medicine. I want to hear you talk about mental health. I want to hear you talk about, I want to hear you talk about like how you're gonna like change the rating system in Hollywood, so that Hollywood kid will start to grip up instead of like going to eating babies and stuff. Instead of put a thing on Hollywood, and then getting all the corruption out of Hollywood, and get all this corruption out. Getting all this stuff. I want to hear what you're going to say about this, like actually, like pretty new stuff. And this is the stuff that was going on at the time. Not it was all shrouded in conspiracy, and here it is popping out, and it's ridiculous how it's popping out. It's like ridiculous. It's like one thing after another. It's just absolutely one thing absolutely after another. But yeah, it's just. Uh, you know, I'm gonna retract my MAGA. Actually, I was gonna say MAGA, but no, it's like bone potluck. Let's just see what everybody brings to the table. Uh, let's just see. I think it's gonna be really interesting, because people are gonna start being some individuals. I don't want to hear some like blanket crap. Like I want to hear some recent like I want to hear proper engineering. I want to hear Kanye talk about proper engineering. I want to hear Kanye talk about proper engineering. Absolutely. Uh, absolutely. Absolutely. What is, I mean, I, I want to hear, I want to hear what he says about it. And if he doesn't have anything, then he doesn't. But like, I just want to hear what he says. I want to hear what he says. You don't know what he's going to say until he said it. Uh, so wait and see what Kanye says about like things like proper engineering. Instead of like a new Green Deal, it's just proper engineering. And he's talking about Tesla science and stuff like. I mean, he's really just talking about the stuff you saw in Ancient Aliens. To be honest. But that's the thing, is that like if you look that stuff up, is that Tesla was looking at interconnectivity of the universe, and like I'll tweet at Kanye, is like it's spiritual and physical. It's bilateral, spiritual and physical. Everything has connectivity to it. But it's like, but it is Yeah, everything like has connectivity to it. Everything is like recycles like down to like sub this subatomic level. Like this like right here at this atomic level and the subatomic level, like everything recycles around that level. Uh, and then that's just kind of how stuff goes. Uh, Proper engineering. Uh, yeah, and then in proper engineering, just and all this stuff. I just want to see what he says about proper engineering. Uh, and we'll see basically how bad the chaos and like the chaos is in the system. Entropy. Uh, you know, we can do. I'm pretty sure we can do it unlimited, infinite stuff if you go. If you know, if you got enough leverage on what you need leverage on, whatever that means. Uh, so we'll see what actually it is. I'm thinking it'll actually be kind of soon that we'll like be able to see, we'll be able to do this stuff and trust the science and trust the people that are doing it and trust it and understand it and learn it. That's what we got going on right now. So it's just it's not it's I mean if Kanye starts talking about subatomic nano stuff, I'm gonna be super happy. And I'm gonna be super happy because he's gonna be talking about the stuff we should be doing it, and then we're gonna start doing it. We're gonna start. This Kanye can bring the bar. So if I will see what he says, if he ends up being this guy who's like in the end, it's just like he had a bunch of good ideas, but like he was not really he had a bunch of good ideas, but like doing this stuff is like this whole other thing. It's like if he's this guy who can back up what he's saying that he wants to do, not with like R&D scientists, but like you can really say that you can back it up. Uh, you know, that's what I want to see is like I want to see you do something cool and crazy and back and show everybody and show us and maybe not even necessarily show us, but just show us that you got it. Uh, that's just how the president is like all that stuff. And Kanye's kind of coming out of left field and stuff like so you got to have some kind of track record. So I would just want to see like proper. He can say proper engineering. That's a good one because proper engineering goes a long way. So proper engineering. So anyway, I'm gonna say bone potluck. So that's my video. Uh, Perfect Mars beginning, perfect God's plan, all this stuff. It was perfect sequence. Revelation is not a problem. Nothing's a problem. I mean, you can like let's just. I mean, let's see what Kanye, Tom Cruise, and Trump want to say, and then if anybody else wants to step up too, that'd be cool too. And just see what these guys want to say because that's great, dude. Tom Cruise is such a great guy right now with this stuff. Scientology and stuff. Scientology sucks right now too. Scientology is super duper 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 corrupt. Scientology is super corrupt. It's ridiculous in Scientology, and Tom Cruise wants to run. So can't wait to see what these guys say. I hope Tom Cruise takes it seriously, and he does his own stunts. I think he's gonna do his own stunts with this. And that, like I said, is like if there's a guy who's like just gonna back up what he who's gonna back up what he's gonna do, like Kanye or whatever. It's like the combination of these two is phenomenal, dude. Is that you got Tom Cruise to run against Kanye, and then it's really about Kanye, but it's about how Tom Cruise does his own stunts, and Tom Cruise does his own stunts. So like you'll always have this guy that like no matter what Kanye says, is that Tom Cruise does his own stunts. That's pretty crazy. No matter how good of your idea is, here's a guy, Tom Cruise. He does his own stunts. Uh, hey, I mean, dude, I'm super excited. I'm really excited. Kanye, Tom Cruise, and Trump, and then these two need to lift up Trump too, and then Trump needs to like be like Trump needs to make sure that he's doing like Tom Cruise and touching everything and making sure that like you're looking at everything before you make this huge global financial decision, which is to like let Florida get just like let us just like completely get hit by this thing. But the UK has a cure apparently, and then we're gonna be getting here in Chicago by September. We're gonna be here. It'll be here by September. So no more false stuff, no more lies. We're gonna have a cure. So bone potluck. And that's it, dude. And then let's just see what 2020 actually has to offer in the good department, not just the bad. Sometimes you gotta learn how to be against stuff. But it really is should be you should really be for stuff more. You should be more for stuff more. You got to learn how to be. You should learn how to be against stuff because some stuff is bad. Sin is bad, and all kinds of sins are bad. But so you should learn how to be against like sin and not necessarily the sinner, and you should learn how to be for everything else. You should be able to learn how to be for everything, learn how to be for stuff. That's probably part of what it means to be American is like learning how to be for some good stuff, even though it means making some kind of strange compromises, which is just kind of just not caring with that other people are different. Other people are a little bit different. So anyway, my super great video, Boom Potluck. Goodbye. Till next time.